All praises to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham Rakah Kwadash, the one and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elected nation of Israel. The whole world is going to be shocked to find out who has found favor with God, all right? The whole world is going to be shocked to find out who the godly people are on this earth and who the people are that God actually accepts their message and which people it is that have actually understood the reason for being on this earth, all right? Because you've got a whole bunch of people in this world, man, that have got all these many different belief systems. They've got all these different movements in this world. You got red pill, all this. You got feminism and all of that. You got the way of the sword, right? You've got boxing, football, American football, right? Tennis, all these different realms and all these different categories. You got the bodybuilding world. You've got all these different aspects of life that people believe in, right? But you've got the financial experts, stock markets, cryptocurrency people, and all of these things, right? The people that believe in property is the way forward, right? The people that believe, getting into farming is the way forward. You've got all these different people, but we're gonna find out which way is the right way in the eyes of the person and in the eyes of the being that created this world, man, the Most High. Proverbs chapter 14 and verse 12, it is a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. There's only one right way to live on this earth, but there's many fake ways, right? There's many fake ways that you can live on this earth to where it seems as though it's going good, but in the end, you just end up bogged out, right? At the end of it all, you're bugged out, and now you've done some things that can be used to continually bribe you, and now you've got a continual guilt on you all the time, man, and you haven't got no covering for your sins because you don't believe in the Messiah, even though you're an Israelite who the Messiah did die for. You could still be an Israelite, but you don't believe that, right? And you believe in some kind of fake God or some fake way that doesn't give you any reasoning or any understanding as to why you think the way you think and as to why your people are in the state that they are. Ecclesiastes chapter 12 verse 13, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Right? So what is the whole understanding of everything that Solomon was thinking when he was on the earth, when he asked for wisdom and received it, and then used his wisdom to search out all the things that he saw that people was losing their way for in this earth? And what did he say the conclusion of the whole matter of what his research entailed was? Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. Solomon had 40 years of peace. He made 40 years of peace be upon the earth, right? And within that 40 years of peace, he searched out things. He searched out all the things that he saw people was into, and he found that the whole duty, the whole conclusion of everything he saw was fear God, all right? Fear the Most High and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. So the whole duty of man is to not be some red pill expert that does reactions on all these different things on the earth and bases it off their own wisdom and rather than the wisdom of Yahweh. And then you going back and forth with other people that have said something about you, and then you start cursing out supposedly your own race in the same way how an Edomite would do it. Right? That's not wisdom. That's not the conclusion to the whole matter. That just makes you a clown. Right? That makes you a clown to be doing that. Let me carry on, man. Like a lot of these people in this world that are viewed as being leaders of people, right? Put them in front of a Hebrew Israelite, and you'll see quite instantly that these people are fucking idiots, right? Because Yahweh, you have the wisdom that we've got from Yahweh, cuts all of their wisdom that they believe they have to pieces. Anything that they think that they can boast in, they'll realize that they can't boast in it that much. If one of these guys want to try and boast in their money, you'll realize that through all the money and their riches they got, they still haven't got nowhere near as much respect as they want in this world, because they're not of that class of people or of that nation of people that gets respect in this world, and they're still having to bow down to somebody above them. But they'll just be able to flex how much money they've got on you, who's in a low position, but that money that they perceive that they have don't mean nothing to the people that are really in charge. And that's for all of these wicked Israelites, man, these sons of Belial. And all these fake red pill, fake high value men, mighty men, fake masculine alphas and all that, man, that are clowns really. 1 Corinthians chapter 1 and verse 25. Because the foolishness of God is wiser than men, and the weakness of God is stronger than men, right? The foolish things that Yahweh does, the things that could even be considered foolish that Yahweh does, are wiser than the things that men do, right? And the things that are considered weak that Yahweh does are stronger than the things that men do. For you see your calling, brethren, how that not many wise after the flesh, right? So we ain't got no PhD degrees and got no high level accolades in this world, right? And got no and been writing dissertations on all the aspects of this world, and have got a book out, right? And that's a best-selling book that people are doing analyzing, and psychologists are analyzing the books that we've made, and having students do essays on our books in Oxford University. We ain't got that, right? For you see or calling brethren, how that not many wise after the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble accord. We ain't coming from no royal families from this world, what's considered royal families from this world, right? Our fathers weren't no royalty people, or no celebrities or nothing like that from in this world. Our fathers weren't known in this world, man. But yet we've still been given knowledge that people prior have wished that they have, and that these people in this world wish that they understood these things and had the faith to believe these things. But because they don't have the faith to believe these things, they turn to the world and they try and get their blessing from the world, right? Verse 27, but God have chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. So we're considered idiots in this world, man. We don't get no respect in this world. The people of this world are not going to respect us. They think that we're clowns, right? They think that we're broke, we're bums, we're dusty, that we need to get a job, or that we don't have jobs, right? Or that we don't have no money, or that we don't have anything, right? They think that we're losers, right? But this is all being done deliberately, because Yahweh chose deliberately the things that's considered foolish in this world. He deliberately, when he's picking who he's going to give the knowledge of what he's about in this world, he deliberately chose people that people wouldn't want to believe. So that the people that did believe it was believing it only because they believed in Yahweh, not because they believed in that man driving a Bugatti that's talking about how he can breathe testosterone through his lungs and all that, chatting cap, trying to make it like he's just some super, the top one of this world, but then you get arrested on some false allegations and you're getting made to stay in your house. You got told to stay in your yard, and if you come out, you nicked, mate. And none of your boys that you think that you've got on all of this was able to get you out of that. And you're having to plead to the media to make it for your innocence, man, because you ain't got the power that you really think that you have. But we're clowns, though. You people are clowns too. Verse 27, but God have chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise, and God have chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things that are mighty, because the knowledge that we have, right, we don't end up in these situations that these rich people end up in. We don't have to sell ourselves out for the things that we believe in, man. This society actually getting destroyed is actually part of what we believe. Whereas this society getting destroyed for everybody else in this world is actually detrimental to their pride. All these people that are in these red pill communities and all this stuff, all these athletes and all of that, right? All these PhD experts, all these men of war, right? All these mighty men. This society is beneficial to that, because without this society, there ain't no more mighty men fighting and getting £1,000,000 for fights. They'll just be fighting to the death, and then when one of them ends up dead, there won't be no praise from fans in order that. This society aids them in their thing that they're proud of. It's so does it aid these people that think that they're wise, man, because they can get a degree and all these certificates, right, and can become a teacher and get praised for their knowledge. But there's gonna come a time where the knowledge that these people have, they cannot explain away why these things are happening. They're not gonna be able to explain why there's black men, so-called black men, coming out of the heavens. They're not gonna be able to explain why they're seeing things that are coming out of the clouds of heaven with 4 heads. They're not going to be able to explain that. They're not going to be able to explain why they can see a UFO the size of a mountain that's covering and blocking out the sky and blocking out the sun. They're not going to be able to explain these things. They're not going to be able to say, oh, the sand came from this Saudi Arabia. That's the reason why the sun's red. It's got nothing to do with that the Bible said it was going to go red. It's just to do with, oh, sand came from this place and caused that to happen. They're not going to be able to explain away these things. The mighty man's not going to be able to fight his way out of these things. They're going to have to deal with things as is. And they're going to have to try it. They're not going to be able to explain or fight or do anything for this. The rich man's not going to be able to do anything with his riches. He's not going to be able to buy himself out of that. He's not going to be able to bribe Yahweh with money. Because all things are Yahweh's. The things that Esau thinks is his wealth and his riches, Yahweh would spit on that money. He'd look at that like, that's not riches. Riches is the knowledge that I've gave to these men that trust in me, and these women and children and these men that believe in that message. Verse 27, but God have chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise, and Yahweh have chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things that are mighty. So these mighty people in this world, they end up looking stupid when they end up hearing this doctrine, and then they end up going home and bugging out, man. And these people that everyone thinks is these alpha males and all that, they end up stumbling upon Hebrew Israelites. They end up doing a stupid short video, chatting smack, right? And then you end up seeing how the demons that are on that they ended up putting on themselves from doing these things ended up jumping on other people that thought that they was big in the game, and they ended up just exposing how stupid they are in front of the whole world, right? They end up just looking stupid. They end up just looking stupid, man. Like some of the things that these guys that are calling themselves these red pillars and all of this stuff, Kevin Samuels, who died, which he had his own things and that going on, and he was kind of scoffing the doctrine of the Israelites as well, and would be secretly mentioning sneak this and that about what Israelites were saying about him from the videos that he saw, but he wouldn't be doing some of the things that he saw these guys doing, man, that we see these guys doing now. And they're just one aspect, because that's a big thing in this world right now, this whole so-called red pill stuff. But once they start mentioning about things too real, they don't want to go there, because they don't want their YouTube channel to get taken down, because they enjoy that super chat money, man. They enjoy that YouTube ad revenue and all that money that they're making from people watching their videos, man. They enjoy all of that, because money now has silenced their tongue. So now they can't say certain things. They'll curse out their own people all day. They'll curse out the so-called black man, right? They'll curse out the so-called black woman all day, but they won't be prepared to go too far when it comes to talking about Esau, though, you know? And they'll have way more smoke for their own people than they will for Esau, because they're just lost, and money has made them mad, right? Their money that they chased for their whole life, now they've finally got it. They've lost their mind because of it, man. What shall a man gain if he gain the whole world but lose his own soul? Verse 28, and the basins of the world and the thing which are despised has Yahweh chosen, and the thing which are not, to bring to naught things that are, that no flesh should glory in his sight. Because when people realize what the whole meaning of earth, of the whole meaning on earth was, and it wasn't about how many women you can get, it wasn't about how much money you got in your bank account, it wasn't about how big your house is or whether you're on the property ladder, right? It wasn't about, for a woman, how beautiful you are and how many women you can make be jealous of you, or what the highest value man that you can get and all of that. It wasn't about none of these things, and these people are going to be looking stupid when they realize that, man. They're going to be looking like clowns. They're going to realize that what they thought life was about is not that. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5 verse 1. Then shall a righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, and made no account of his labours. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they looked for. And they, repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit, shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision and a proverb of reproach. Because best believe that all these people that are on the internet, right, making videos, right, that have got content and all these things, best believe all these people that are on the internet that have got 100,000 plus subscribers, man, they've stumbled upon videos of the Israelites. Because I don't believe that there's nobody that really puts up more videos on the internet than Israelites. From all the Israelites that are making videos, man, that's the people that are putting videos up the most. Israelites. The internet is being flooded by the Israelites more than anybody else. You've got all this red pill content out there. You had all this Andrew Tate and all that content out there. But Israelites are making way more videos. All the accumulation of Israelites, they're making way more videos than anybody else in this world, man. So all these people, especially the ones that have got millions of subscribers, they've all seen videos of the Hebrew Israelites, and they laughed at it when they saw it, man. They agreed with some of it, and they even probably copied some of the things that they say, right? They copied some of the Bible verses that they've never heard before. And when they see a dumb hole mention a Bible verse in there, they even try and pull that Bible verse out and mention it, and they've made money off what they've heard the Israelites say. But they won't ever say, you know what, I heard these Israelites say this. They've put it to the back of their mind and said, I'm going to just copy what these men are saying, but then I'm going to make money from this stuff though. And every single other person that's a Hebrew Israelite, they could quite easily have just took the portion of the Bible where you go in on women and tried to make money out of that too. It wouldn't be that difficult. And especially the Israelites that have got charisma, they could have did that too. They could have did that, man, to some degree. To some degree, man. They could have got set up a stupid podcast as well, which the podcast spirits revealed how stupid these idiots are in this world. But yet Yahweh's not accepting that as some kind of righteous way of living though. He thinks that you people are clowns. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5 and verse 4. We fools accounted his life madness and his end to be without honor. Because when these people saw these videos, they laughed, man. Or when they passed them on the street, they was talking shit. Right? When they read the Bible themselves, they was laughing about that too. They didn't want to accept that there was any knowledge in the Lord. How is he numbered among the children of God and his lot among the saints? Because they're not going to be able to understand what a high value man actually really is, man. They're going to think that they thought they knew what it was, right? But they're going to actually realize that no, we actually didn't know. We actually thought we had it figured out. But actually, it turns out that we didn't know what the hell was going on. And when that's going to be the hardest thing for them to swallow, man. They're talking about red pill, blue pill and all that. They're going to realize that their knowledge that they thought was alpha male was actually beta male in the eyes of the Lord, man. That they was actually weak as hell. They're gonna realize that they never saw alpha because Yahweh Shai is the alpha, man. Yahweh Shai is the alpha. None of you people really, the world really hasn't even seen men before. Hasn't even really seen men in this society that we're living in right now, man. Hasn't really even seen manly men, really, right? Hasn't really seen it. Hasn't really even seen it, man. Verse 6, therefore every word from the way of truth, heard from the way of truth, and the light of righteousness does not shine unto us, and the sun of righteousness rose not upon us. We wearied ourselves in the way of wickedness and destruction. Yea, we have gone through deserts where there lay no way. But as for the way of the Lord, we have not known it. And that's why the doctrine of the Israelites is so powerful, because we're not speaking about how we're going to do anything. We're not trying to put it on us as though we're the people that's going to guide our nation to some right way. We're not talking about and boasting about how much we've helped people. Because when we're speaking about what we're speaking about, we're not saying that we can help anybody. We're letting it be known that no, we need salvation ourselves. It's actually Yahweh Shai, who the world has not seen, that's going to come and do this. And he's going to do it through the power of Yahweh, who this world has not seen and who this world does not know. Because if they did know, right, then they wouldn't do some of the stupid things that they do. And they wouldn't sell out for money, man. They'd have more wisdom about themselves too. Verse 8, what have pride profited us? Or what good have our riches with our vaunting brought us? And these people have got a lot of pride, man. Because they might be making 20,000 a month, right? They got passive income going now, right? They got all this money coming in that's new to them. So then they start thinking that they're a business tycoon. They might have staff, they might have staff members. So now they start really getting gassed because they think, oh, I'm paying people's bills. Without me, these people wouldn't have this, these people wouldn't have that. And they start forgetting that Yahweh gave them that stuff. So all the stuff that they've got that they're boasting and talking like they gave it to themselves, they're forgetting that Yahweh gave it to them. And that's where the pride comes in, man. And then the money that they have drives them mad because now there's not really anything that they see from the day-to-day basis when they're among the average person that they cannot afford. They get into go on yachts, they get into travel the world, they get into spend money on this and that, right? They get into eat out at restaurants every single day in expensive restaurants. So now their pride goes up They're getting to drive a Rolls Royce. They're getting to drive these fast, exquisite cars. They're getting to travel the world, right? They can be in one country today and another country tomorrow. So now they lose their mind off that because they know that most people can't do it, especially among the Israelites. They know. So now they want to flex on their own people, and then they end up losing their mind, man. But that's all that stuff that they have is ultimately going to be smacked down when the Karogma gets made mandatory, man. That's going to clean all this pride up when that Karogma gets made mandatory, because people are going to have a big decision to make, because they've all heard, just like how they've all heard the doctrine of the Israelites. They've heard that one prophecy that a particular group of Israelites speak about all the time, Great Millstone in particular, man. They always speak about the Karagma, man. They're always speaking about how that's gonna be the thing that's gonna shut this world's pride down, man. And you're gonna start seeing how some of these people that thought that they was tough guys took that, right? And that was the final straw that was like, nah, I've been working hard for this wealth. I can't give this up, man. I'm just gonna have to go in with this. You're gonna see. Verse 9, all those things are passed away like a shadow and as a post that hasted by. So riches and pride is going to be gone, man. That stuff's going to pass away. Because Yahweh is going to transfer the wealth from one people to another. Verse 10, and as a ship that passeth over the waves of the water, which when it is gone, the trace thereof cannot be found, neither the path of the keel in the waves. Or as when a bird hath flown through the air, there is no token of her way to be found, but the air being beaten with the stroke of her wings, and parted with the violent noise and motion of them, is passed through, and therein afterwards no sign where she went is to be found. And that's what these people's wealth's going to be like. They're going to be like, man, I had 1 million subscribers, but now I'm having to eat bugs in an abandoned house somewhere. They're going to be looking stupid when it starts going down, man. Or they're going to be like, man, hang on, I'm in a concentration camp right next to bombs. That's what they're gonna realize, man. They're gonna be getting rushed. They're gonna be getting their ass whooped by some beta males that they thought were some beta males, man. Or they might be getting cooked cannibalism style by some beta male. You know, what they perceive as some beta male or some bum or some loser, but they're gonna realize that they're a loser too. That their group, they're gonna realize that when they're in them flames from Yahweh's wrath, right? Revelation 14 and 9, they're gonna realize that they're dying right next to the same people that they was mocking their whole life. Right? And they're gonna realize that the main people that they was mocking, that they thought that they ain't even got a chance in hell of receiving any kind of glory in any way. They're gonna realize that those people are not facing those flames. Because prior to them facing that destruction, they're gonna see these men get beamed up in chariots, man, and it sounds ridiculous. And that's what's going to make it even be more outstanding when it happens. The fact that it don't sound real. Verse 13, even so we like manna, as soon as we were born, began to draw to our end. And this is what all these proud people are going to be saying, man. And had no sign of virtue to show, but were consumed in our own wickedness. Because them just chasing the bag was them actually being wicked. Because eventually there was going to come a time where the amount of that bag, the weight of that bag was higher than the weight of their integrity. There's gonna come a time when all you people that are chasing money get offered an amount that you cannot refuse to do something that you thought you would never do, and then you end up doing it, man. And once you do that, right, that's gonna be the tipping point into you people being open to anything, man. You're gonna be open to anything, and all the money that you've made is gonna have made you lose your mind and lose your soul and get destroyed, man. And I'm gonna end the lesson there. There's a lot more I could say on you people, man, but this is enough. All these proud people are going to end up looking stupid when it goes down, man. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham Makar Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the nation of Israel. Shalom.